Hello, Paul Nellist. You are the managing director of Hana, which is the co-working branch or the flex office service of CBRE, the big real estate broker that everybody knows from all the posters that we see on the streets, on the windows of a lot of buildings. What we don't know, or that usual people of the industries don't necessarily know, is that CBRE has a lot of other activities like facility management and services for companies and buildings. And here, what you are telling me is that Hana, the co-working brand from CBRE, is in that range. So maybe first of all, can you introduce us to the service of Hana, which everybody in the market thought it was just CRB trying to compete with the flexible workspace operators. Is it the case?
First and foremost, good afternoon, and thanks for having me. Hana is a wholly owned subsidiary of CBRE, and it was formed on the back of feedback that we were getting from enterprise clients of CBRE. What they needed was a trusted, professional, flexible space offering, better suited for their needs. So I think with CBRE's background and knowledge and understanding of those enterprise clients, I think they're in a perfect place to understand what those needs are. And really, Hana is an extension of the CBRE offering to occupiers and to owners as well.
You are in your London office. We see in your back. So it looks like a perfect co-working space, cozy with I guess a bar and a coffee corner and things like that. So is it what the enterprises wants? Before you were as a facility manager, you could take care of the heating system and the sustain the building and things like that, which are very operational. But here you bring this additional layer of hospitality. So why do you feel it was needed from occupiers?
Yeah, listen, I'm sat in our new office space in St Mary Axe in the City of London, which we opened last week. So it's good to be in here. And really, Hana, we've got three offerings. It's Hana Team, Hana Meet, and Hana Share. Mm-hmm. So Hana Team is private suites and studios that can cater for anything from 1 to 300 people. It has a lobby, it has internal meeting rooms, and it offers branding. One of the feedback that we had from enterprise clients was the need for them to brand their own space, and we can offer that. And also, I think the important thing is to bring a flexible design to the marketplace, so the ability to combine 2 adjacent suites into one. The ability to build out a more select and custom space for large enterprise teams. And then we got Meet. So Meet is on-demand meeting space and conference facilities. So and that can range from a room like the one I'm in at the moment. It can be a conference seat, it can be a boardroom, it can be a training room, it can be a pitch room. Okay. And then finally it's Share. So Share is a sort of a sophisticated co-working space. So it's a small component of what we offer, but it allows our occupiers to have the flexibility of leveraging the more co-working space as and when required. So if, for instance, an occupier might have 100 seats during the week, and that's in their team suite, but actually on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they have an additional 20 people that come into the office. We can cater that through Share. So it's kind of like a membership offering to our occupiers. So Meet and Share.
Can I become a member of Hana, or is it limited to the people, to the occupier or the occupiers' networks?
No, you can absolutely become a member of Hana. We have people literally walking off the street and knocking on our door and coming in to look around the space, but also become a member. So it doesn't matter whether you're a large enterprise user or whether you're a startup. We cater for all different sectors.
So you told me that now there is 3 locations in Europe, so in London, 4th is in the making for Manchester, and there are, I think you told me 6 locations for the moment in the US where it started. What are the plans for Europe?
Good question. We've got 10 global locations at the moment, like you say. 6 are in the US and 4 in the UK. 3 are operational here in London. 1 in the City of London, 1 in Hammersmith, 1 by St. Paul's. And we're about to start fitting out our new location in Manchester, which will be ready during the latter part of Q4. 6 locations in the US, bringing a total of 10. So the focus for 2020 is very much making all 10 of those open and operational by year end. In parallel with that is obviously the activity that we're doing around looking for more units, and that's an activity that we're obviously focused on, albeit the focus at the moment is very much around 2020 and those 10 openings. But we've got a healthy pipeline that looks at a number of locations across continental Europe.
So you mentioned Amsterdam, Berlin, the big cities in Europe are your focus or the priority for the moment?
At the moment, absolutely. Where we're seeing that strong enterprise demand for is in cities like Berlin and Amsterdam, Dublin, Paris, and Madrid. And that continues to be the case, and we're very fixed, and we're working with a number of different landlords in those locations, aimed at a partnership agreement with those landlords.
How does the model work? Is it fully operated by CBRE or Hana's model, or is it like a franchise? Do you partner up with some landlords or enterprises? What's the model behind?
So Hana will come in and it will design, procure, build, operate, and fill flexible space for landlords. So our focus is very much on partnership agreements with landlords. So management agreements akin to what's happening in the hotel industry. We see that as the direction that the flexible office space sector is taking. And also, we've got the ability to put capital into that management agreement as well. So, the benefit of being part of a Fortune 128 company is access to capital. And I think, that in this current environment, that's something that landlords take a lot of comfort from.
So what I understand is indeed that you create like more private areas within the flexible environment. Is it right?
Yeah, so typically those team suites that I was referring to, that takes up approximately 70% of the overall space of a Hana. And then Hana Meet will take up 20 to 25%, and then Share, our sort of sophisticated co-working offering, takes up 5, maximum 10%. So the focus is very much on the team suites, and obviously underpinning all of this is a hospitality offering that's akin to what you would get in a 5-star hotel. So a real focus around the needs and desires of our occupiers.
Is the laundry? Oh no.
Well, do you want? It might be absolutely. It's the dry cleaning. It's the dinner reservations. It's the provision of a taxi to take them to the airport. It's theatre tickets. It's all of that. It's exactly what you would expect to get in a 5-star hotel. If I look at my colleagues here that are our frontline staff, they come from that type of background, the boutique hotels, the high-end fashion retailers. So they're understanding as to what customer experience and customer excellence is like comes naturally to them.
To take a deeper look at what is happening, what does tell the fact that now CBRE is investing in Hana and a Coworking brand? What does it tell about the evolution of the office demand for company, would you say?
I think when you look at it in terms of where we are now, and having dealt with COVID-19 and we're starting to see a return back to work, I think when I say people's, occupiers' long-term strategies will have changed. So, in terms of the recent surveys that we've carried out in both the US and the UK, employees' concerns is around flexibility. So this whole working from home, the big social experiment that we've all been through over the last sort of 3 months has been an overwhelming success from a technology perspective, but actually the feedback that we're getting, and it's the same for me as well, you miss those interactions with colleagues in the workplace. So office means a place to meet, it means a place to collaborate, and it means a place to inspire. And I think we provide that type of environment. So I think companies will be looking for more flexibility when they return back into the office. And I think our job is to work with them and come up with solutions that provide them with that flexibility.
What could become, if we follow these expectations, what could be the proportion that Hana could take within the CBRE activity? Because I think the facility management service is quite a big part or portion of the turnover of CBRE so far. I don't, maybe half, is it are we close to
listen,
that?
It's very big, and we're talking about the world's biggest real estate consultancy. So its global reach is huge, and obviously it's split between a sort of a GWS and a AMT and advisory transaction business. But we're a wholly owned subsidiary. So the benefit that we bring is that we can leverage that whole CBRE ecosystem. So it doesn't matter whether it's local facilities management, brokerage, and also our ability to tap into that knowledge, that understanding, and that enterprise client base when it comes to filling the space. So I think to me that's a key differentiator for us, the ability to tap into that whole CBRE ecosystem when it comes to filling our space especially. So I think that provides a lot of comfort, albeit expectation as well with that comfort from a lot of those owners and landlords that we're talking to.
Yeah, we had a discussion with a prior guest who was saying actually it's a change in the value chain of real estate now, and you bringing that hospitality layer it's going in that direction. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do agree with that, and I think when you look as to what's happened with flexible office space over the course of the last sort of 2 to 3 years, and if you come back to what is it that we're offering? Well, we're offering enterprise and corporates and different types of companies their own space, right? Their own space that they can brand, albeit within a flexible environment. So that kind of is in competition with landlords and traditional leasing, albeit the only difference is the fact that we're doing it on flexible terms. So I think there's been a natural evolution that's happened over the course of the last 2 years, and we were certainly noticing this prior to lockdown, and that's that landlords were viewing the need to partner with operators like ourselves in order to monetize amenity space within the building. And I think what we're going to realize coming out of this current environment and coming back into the workplace is that whole core and flex model, I think, is going to come to the fore. So, landlords will still do their traditional leasing, but actually if I'm sat here with my occupier's hat on, I'm going to want to have a flexible space offering within the building. Yeah. So in some ways, what we're noticing is that landlords are looking to bring that flex offering into the building before they look at bringing, that sort of anchor tenant into it as well. So it becomes a really prized asset, but it also just acknowledges the need to be flexible. And I think that's the overwhelming feedback that we're getting from a number of the surveys that we're going.
Brilliant. I think it opens the door for a range of new questions to come in the future. Thank you so much for being part of taking part in this podcast. We hope to see you in Vienna for the Coworking Europe conference.
Yeah, we're certainly Yeah, we're certainly going to be there. We look forward to it, and hopefully we'll have some plans and some notices to give everybody about our expansion plan in November. So we look forward to attending.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Many thanks. Bye-bye.